What is the good life? At first, this seems like a very simple question, but after some time and thought, it becomes more complicated. In order to find the answer to this question, the five of us decided to travel to New York City, a metropolitan center for arts and culture.
No, it definitely is. It definitely is the good life.
We thought that art was a major part of the good life, so we decided to interview Tyler Engel, a principal dancer for the New York City Ballet and star of the stage, and Mary Catherine Flint, a stage manager and behind-the-scenes facilitator. When we interviewed them, the answers we got were not what we expected.
I would say I've been in the business since I was 17. I got my apprenticeship with the ballet company when I was 17. I would say that probably by 10, I was already thinking of doing this as a career, and by 12 or 13, I absolutely knew that I wanted to do it as a career, and I absolutely knew that it's something that I had to do every day. You can work in something as ridiculous as a ballet company. A ballet company is ridiculous, just like the opera is ridiculous, just like being a painter is ridiculous. But then you see that it really can have a profound effect on people's lives. As funny as that sounds, it's like it's an important thing to do, to be able to offer someone the other. Sometimes you do it because getting on the stage at the end of the night is really wonderful. Sometimes you do it because coming into work and having that sort of support and that kind of understanding with your colleagues is wonderful. Sometimes, you know, it's a changing thing that makes it worthwhile, but I think that's what's also what keeps it interesting, because it's not just looking forward to one thing, it's looking forward to many, many things.
I graduated high school in Atlanta. That's where I sort of found theater. And I had no idea that stage managers existed or that that was a job. And, you know, I was like, I really like this because I got to be a part of the technical side and the design side, which I had no idea about. And, but then you also get to be a part of the creating part. So the way I was originally taught it in high school is that we should be the center of the wagon wheel, and then everybody else is the spoke in communication. It's an interesting part of the job, and that really is the job, is sort of making everybody's life easier. I don't know, it's a funny, you know, it's like that multitasking part of your brain that you need to use. And I think one of the most challenging parts, but it can also be one of the most fun parts, is putting together the puzzle of a show and then being one step ahead of everybody.
Tyler and Mary Catherine love their jobs, and as we listened to their stories, we found out what the good life truly is.
There's a ballet festival in Havana, Cuba, that, you know, one of the directors of the festival was in New York doing some sort of diplomatic stuff, and we had a lunch with him and a mutual friend of ours, and he asked us to bring a group of dancers from City Ballet, not officially, but just like City Ballet dancers, to go do our core repertoire by George Balanchine in Cuba. And it was amazing. And we went and did it, and we got to go to Havana, which was incredible, to see the city. Upsetting, amazing, I mean, there are a lot of mixed feelings, but it was nice to not go as a tourist. It was nice to go and also be providing a service. You know, no one was paid for their work, and we went and we did shows for the public, which they're unbelievably receptive and amazing. There was a gentleman who was fixing the elevator in our hotel the night after one of our shows. I mean, everybody goes to the ballet, and we were like walking past, and he stopped and he said something, I don't remember, he said En la noche, which is a ballet we did called In the Night. And he was I'm like thinking, what is a mechanic doing coming and seeing, everybody goes and everybody was appreciative. So it's those kind of experiences I think that are really wonderful. It's the people. I think that's what travel gives you. Travel gives you the opportunity to meet a lot of really wonderful and amazing people. It definitely is the good life. I can't imagine what or who I would be really if I hadn't started to do this, because I think that it informs so many different aspects of my life. And also, whether or not the interest was there originally, it allowed me to open doors that would otherwise, I think, have remained closed or much more difficult to reach had I not chosen this career. It's hard to imagine what my life would be if I hadn't joined a career, because I also wouldn't have been around the world a couple times, you know what I mean? I wouldn't have seen the things that I've seen, and so I wouldn't probably have the opinions that I have about things or the outlook on life that I have currently if I hadn't done this.
I mean, now I feel like this is hands down like the best part of my life. Now I starting a new show, which is great. It's a new team. I just got engaged, which is very exciting. I've always had an amazing family, extremely supportive. I mean, I have so many friends whose family are like, when are you going to get a real job? My family's never been like that. They think what I do is cool, they're supportive, they come up, they've never missed a show. And that's amazing, and I guess I'm getting a little choked up. So that's cool. I have a great church here that I love, and and so, sorry, I guess this is definitely the good life right now. And so, sorry guys. Sorry.
While art is definitely an awesome part of life, we discovered that the good life is so much more. The good life is all about the journey and the people that you meet along the way.
The line for cabs is going to be so long, but I can't film the line because that's against regulations. Because they haven't signed release forms.